Hello and welcome back to my second video. It's been a long time since I do this kind of videos because, well, I have a lot of things to do and I couldn't find a good time for recording. But today I have these magazines. I have three actually. They're pretty interesting. They were sent by an acquaintance. Uh, it's a sir that he is from United States and he sent me this for me to read and practice. So I wanted to share at least one of these, and I wanted to choose it right now. And if I'm honest, I'm really interested in this magazine because just look at the cover page. It's like someone eating watermelon, and I don't know, a lot of advertisements and the illustrations that some books or movies or this kind of books have at the cover page. They have to be interesting for the person to choose it and read it. And as you may know, this is for me, at least for me, is the most interesting cover page that I found. These other ones are also interesting, but this one is that caught my eye. So if you want to be with me today and read it, you are more than welcome. You know that we are going to be reading some books. I have a lot of books in here I showed you in the last video. So if you want to read one with me, you can tell me and we can start to read it. So today I'm going to read this magazine that looks really interesting. We're not going to read it all because it's really extensive, but I'm going to divide it in some parts of the video since the last one was really long. So if you want to be with me, you're more than welcome. I'm going to make my tea as I always do. And if you want to grab a tea and read it with me, you're more than welcome, as I said before. So here I have my cup full with hot water, and here's one of the boxes that I have to drink the tea. This is called Impra Black Tea. It was it was a good promotion because it had 3 boxes and a good price. So the flavor is a strawberry. Here I have the package. I'm going to open it. It smells really good. It's black tea, and there you go. Now I'm going to add the sugar. I'm going to jump to. I'm going to skip this part to be on the table, on the desk, so we can keep going with the reading. So we are back. We are going to read this magazine. I have here my tea. I'm going to give the first sip. Wow, it tastes so good. So I'm ready to start this amazing trip. Are you ready? As you can see the date, August 28, 2023. Someone eating a watermelon. Okay, it says Michael Bublé. The stage belongs to him. The charismatic Canadian singer-songwriter can turn a huge auditorium into an intimate space. A regular at the top of the international charts, the Grammy Award winner effortlessly switches from jazz, rhythm, and blues to pop music, thrilling his adoring audiences. He is an extraordinary performer. Hashtag perpetual. So this is Michael Bublé. Here's a watch. It looks really elegant. Oyster Perpetual EMT Master 2 Rolex. So we have here like the agenda of the magazine. It says 5 goings on 17 the talk of the town Elizabeth Colbert on the Maui fires. Insurrectionabilia, a Netflix restaurant crawling the beststroke live tweeting. Personal history. Werner Herzog, 22, Man of Steel. Finding material and family in Pittsburgh. The control of nature. Some night 26. Hive mind. Is beekeeping wrong? Shouts and murmurs. Young Kenny, 33, The Wisdom of Rudolph Giuliani. Roman Farrow, 34, Elon Musk's shadow rule. How the government came to rely on a tech billionaire. Jonathan Lethem. A neighborhood authored growing up among the makers of Burn Hill. Ludmila Olizakaya, Fiction, 56, The Autopsy, The Critics, Musical Events, Alex Ross, 61, Lincoln Center's Vaccine Pivot Pop, Books, 63, Briefly Noted, Adam Gopnik, The Bible's Narrative Triumph over Historic Defeat, 64, Claire Sestanovic, 68, A Novelist's Space Exploration, The Current Cinema, Anthony Lane, 70, Gran Turismo, Fremont, Poems, Meyer Laxton, 40, The Nature of Memory, Bianca Stone, 58, What's Poetry Like? Cover, Olympia Zagnoli, Cocomero. It says down here, drawings, Shannon Wheeler, Brendan Loper, Juan Astacio, Daniel Canby, Emily Flake, Jan Klasner, Maggie Larson, David Ostow, Pia Guerra, and Nia Butby, William Hafley, Jason Adam Kanstein, Joe Dater, Spots, Masva Titova. Okay, so let's see what's in here. Contributors. Let me see a second here. See, there's a lot of content here, interesting content. So let's start with this part that says the mail. It sounds interesting, right? Let's see. A tragedy in Idabel. I read with keen interest Paige Williams' article on the McCurtain Gazette's conflict with the country sheriff's department. Breaking news, July 31st. My stepfather was mortally injured in a home invasion in Idabel, Oklahoma, the county seat in 2004. My mother was tied up and assaulted in the same attack. I will never forget cleaning up the blood, nor will I forget my family's horrible subsequent experience with local law enforcement. It launched an investigation, but failed to solve the crime. It also never treated my mother as a victim, and weeks after the attack, It immediate her in a way that scared my family and me into silence. For years, I lived with a strange guilt for having stayed quiet, knowing that the perpetrators could harm others. I did not want to bring more trouble to my mom after her happiness had already been taken from her. Now that my mother has passed, I have decided to speak up. I always felt great sadness for the citizens of McGurton County and deep anger at local law enforcement, more even than at the perpetrators, which wielded its power and authority in order to bully and silence rather than protect. I'm also grateful for the McGurton Gazette, which, as Williams' piece shows, has long been devoted to the local community. I still have copies of several articles in the Gazette which reported on the burglary and my stepfather's death. Yenga Philadelphia, PA. Okay, I didn't expect a crime would be described like this. I am really sorry about what happened. It sounds like a tragedy. Let's take a sip of tea. It is strawberry and have a really good and strong taste. I just love drinking tea. It's so good and it relaxes me a lot. Let's continue. Process oriented. Adams Gopnik's review of books about our food system, including Chris Van Tulkin's ultra-processed people, makes conceiving arguments about the arbit- arbitrariness of the distinctions we draw between so-called processed and unprocessed foods. Books July 31st, but I wish Gopnik had noted in his discussion of ultra-processed foods, which contain, as he puts it, substances that you could never find at home, that industrial agriculture and mass-produced food are relatively recent phenomena. Industrial agriculture, which expanded during the past century, relies on much heavier fertilizer and pesticide use than its alternatives. Monoculture, the practice of cultivating a single crop over a large area, has also become much more common during the past 100 years, in part owing to rising demand for ingredients like palm oil that are used in making ultra-processed foods. Intensive mechanized farming on this sort has helped to lessen world hunger, of course, but it also leads to soil degradation, and anyway, it is often enlisted only to grow ingredients that create unending revenue streams for multinational corporations. Tony Robinson, Adjunct Professor Environmental Sustainability, Southern Methodist University, Dallas, Texas. Texas. That's interesting. From Texas. Wow. Hearing voices. Jennifer Wilson in her insightful article about Michael R. Katz's new translation of The Brothers Karamazov describes the novel as cacophonous and having a spoken quality. Books July 31st. Her review reminded me of the work of the Soviet critic Mikhail Bakhtin. His problems of Dostoevsky's poetic Bakhtin theorized the polyphony of Dostoevsky. Oh my god, I can't Dostoevsky's novels on the author's gift for hearing and understanding all voices immediately and simultaneously. He also emphasized that Dostoevsky, oh my god, I can't say it. Dostoevsky's near-death experience, hardship in Siberia, and years of compulsory military service did not embitter him, but, as Bakhtin put it, helped him to understand more deeply the extensive and well-developed contradictions which coexisted among people. A valuable lesson for time. Ben Cabuza, Brooklyn, New York. You know what's wrong? Is that I use glasses, but I think I need new ones. I need more zoom for it because I can't read accurately as I want to because some words here are like blurred, so I have to get really, really close, and sometimes I read words that are not there, so I need to change my glasses like as quick as possible, as soon as possible. I'm going to take another sip of tea. I hope you're enjoying this reading. It is like getting some news, but it's from the past, as you can see, from 2024. Well, it was from 2024 because we are not, sorry, 2023 because we are not still in July. But it's really interesting to read about news, to get to know the things. So I really appreciate the sir. I will say his name. That is Thomas. He was really kind, and I'm really happy that he gave me this to practice. And I hope that you can enjoy this magazine with me. So I say thanks. I really thank him a lot for giving me this. Let's take a sip of tea. Let's continue. It says, letters should be sent with the writer's name, address, and daytime phone number via email to the mail. Okay, this is if you want to send an email. And as you can see, the New Yorker app now available on Android. A new way to read top stories and explore hundreds of issues at home or on the go. Wow, look at this cover page. It's really interesting, as you can see. Music director Jaap van Zweden, 2023-24 season. Wow. The power of live music. Okay, so let's start with this that says Goings on fall preview. Okay. What we are watching, listening to, and doing this season? Okay, let's see what it says. Television. Strikes game shows novel adaptations. This fall television season is, to put it mildly, a whirlwind. The SAG-AFTRA and WGA strikes have stretched on through the summer, turning Hollywood into a tense battleground for the very future of the television industry. Wow. The questions are both practical. How can the broken residuals system be fixed in the age of streaming? And existential. How can writers and actors ensure that AI doesn't put them out of work and degrade the quality of entertainment for generations to come? Okay, I want to say something about this. I am a content creator. I make comics, and I have to be honest with everyone that I got all my ideas from my mind, but I use AI to give me some more ideas to develop some specific ideas. So I don't use AI to take out ideas. I don't copy what AI gives me. I use specifically ChatGPT. So I give ChatGPT a situation and I tell him to explain me what will happen in real life. So I gather some ideas from there and I transform them and then I keep going on my comics. But if you want me to be honest, I think that AI can take a lot of writers' works away. Why? Because AI can write a script, a complete script of a movie, and it can have a lot of plot twists, and ChatGPT can give you this information instantaneously, and it is free. So it is problematic from some cases, but in others it can be used as a tool. So use it wisely. That's my opinion. Let's continue. The WEA are finally meeting about a new contract, but as of now, there will be no fresh late night shows, no new SNL, and few script network debuts. The primetime network schedule is thick, with singing competitions, cooking battles, and game shows. That sounds like punchlines from Third Rock. If I tell you that Fox has a new game show called Snake Oil, in which contestants pitch fake products to David Spade while he wears an old-timey bowler hat, would you believe me? Well, it's coming on September 27th, although the streamers did manage to bank some shows before work stoppages went into effect. Many have opted to push their premieres until later in the fall, when they hope the strike will be over and StarTone will be allowed to promote their work. The actress and writer Brit Marling and her showrunning partner Sal Badmangli, the creators of Delectably Weird and Gone Too Soon Netflix drama The OA, were supposed to debut their new FX show A Murder at the End of the World on Hulu on August 29, but the release date has been moved to November 14. Okay, if you want to watch that Netflix TV show, you can do it. And he says that it will debut a new show. This makes sense. The show, which stars Emma Corrin as Elizabeth Salander, esque computer hacker who must solve a murder case, will hold up at the remote compound of a tech billionaire, Clive Owen. It's a kind of twisty mystery with big names attached, which has the potential to be a major hit if given the right push. Still, several shows are proceeding as planned, including 3 notable offerings based on best-selling novels. On September 13, Hulu debuts The Other Black Girl, adapted from Zakiya Dalila Harris' thriller about a black woman who befriends the one other black woman working at her publishing house, only to discover that something truly sinister is happening at the office. On October 13, Apple TV Plus airs Lessons in Chemistry, based on the book by Bonnie Garmus, which stars Brie Larson as an ambitious 1950s television personality who uses her cooking show to teach housewives about science. That's really interesting because it is about the 1950s, and I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this timeline, since I've been playing this game that is called Fallout, Fallout 4 to be more specific. And they launched this TV show, and I just fell in love with it. And it's really cool, and you must, well, not must, but you should watch it if you're interested in the 1950s apocalyptic future. Okay, so on November 2, Netflix debuts All Light We Cannot See, adapted from the books by Anthony Doerr, which follows a blind teen, Ayer, and her father as they flee occupied Paris during the Second World War. Also in November, Amazon Prime airs the much anticipated Mr. and Mrs. Smith remake, starring Donald Glover and Maya Erskine as a pair of married assassins. Wow. There will also be, of course, a flood of home makeover shows and international imports, villa-based dating competitions and sports documentaries. The compelling Netflix series Untold is back, with no installments about the Florida Gators and Jake Paul's boxing career. To fill the scant television coverage this season, but if you find yourself flipping around aimlessly, you won't be alone. The vibes, as they say, are off. Rachel Syme. Okay, as you see, this was really short. This video was really short. If you want to keep reading, I will make another video later about the fall preview, the theater. The theater is called, or theater. Well, we'll read this later on. As you can see, there's a lot in here. And if you want to be reading it with me, you're more than welcome. I will be making some short videos since I had a lot of struggling. I struggled a lot to upload the last video that lasted 40 minutes. And I know that you may want to see a long video because that's the idea of ASMR, to see complete videos about content. But since the last video had a lot of problems, I will be making more or less 20 minutes of content. So I appreciate really much that you were with me in this video. I hope you like it. And I will say goodbye with another sip of tea. Remember, if you want a personalized video reading a specific book, I showed my library in the last video. So you can choose a book in there and you can write in the comments and I will read it. And thank you very much. And thank you, Thomas, for sharing me your magazines. We will keep reading them. They're really interesting and they will help me a lot to keep learning English. Thank you for making this video today and have a great one. Bye bye.